Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy Till here, and we have received a lot of NBA 2K22 news over the last 24 to 48 hours. And today of this recording is September 1st, 2021, and I believe they're going to keep that train flowing. But I want to go ahead and just preface that I'm going to be covering some more important news besides dribbling, finishing, and shooting. We pretty much know that 2K changes that every single year just to make the game feel different than the last year. But as far as the things we want to talk about today on this channel specifically, we're going to be talking about defense, also going to be talking about the new shot meter, the new badges on the defensive side of the ball, and also we're going to be talking about the new PA announcers that they have for each arena that you're going to be playing in. So first things first, let's talk about the defensive side of things. And when it comes to NBA 2K21 next gen, that was the main thing that pretty much was a separator and people even playing the game on top of a lot of other problems, but not having a clear understanding of what certain ratings did, like interior defense and so on and so forth. So with the first thing, we're talking about steals, and 2K mentioned that steals received an upgrade with greater emphasis placed on the steal attribute. So low-rated stealers get sluggish animations that punish them when they reach, while high-rated stealers with good timing and opportunity will be able to pick pockets at a much higher rate, and also be prepared to see more layup and dunk strips from high-rated stealers when slashers try to force their way to the rim in a crowd. Now, on top of that, let me go ahead and make a reference to a new badge that we have on the defensive side, and that's called Ball Stripper. The ability to strip layup and dunk attempts more effectively. Now, this is something that I've been able to do since 2K19 naturally, just because if somebody does cut to the rim on me and it's a one-on-one low-rated finisher like a play shot or a sharp play or something like that, I know they aren't a slasher primarily, I hit X anyway, and a lot of times I get those steals. But now it's going to be behind a wall, which is pretty much a badge. And I think that's okay. Maybe more people will now attempt more of those plays when somebody's cutting on them, or the animations will be a little bit cleaner, especially in 2K21 next gen. You got dunked on quite a bit regardless if you had 99 interior defense or 0 interior defense. But with that, moving on to the second point, they're talking about body up animations, rides, bumps, and things of that nature that I specifically and a lot of other defenders who pride themselves on defense have talked about. And in this article, they mentioned for floor defenders, body up rides and bumps feel much more rewarding as the motion team has dramatically improved the feel of on-ball defensive movement. Unwanted bump steals and snatchy body ups have been reduced in favor of giving both the ball handler and on-ball defender more freedom of movement and respected input. Shifts, launches, stops, and cuts all feel much tighter, and with even more new gen foot planning improvements, you'll see a lot less sliding on both ends of the floor. Now, I read that out to you, but the thing is with this being told to us is that we pretty much need to see it. It would have been nice if they would have had those blog videos that they did for 2K21 before the launch of that game, just showing us multiple clips of multiple defenders winning body up one-on-one matchups. I think that's the thing that isn't being talked about enough with 2K, is that when you win those one-on-one matchups, are you forcing a pickup? And not saying it needs to be automatic all the time, but there are a lot of moments where a ball handler will be dribbling for 12 seconds, 14 seconds, sometimes 20 seconds, still get off a good shot or even a contested shot and hit it, and that's not rewarding at that point. Now with that, you have to reward the defenders, and obviously they said that they're going to do that. So hopefully the proof is in the pudding with this one, because we can only trust what they're saying at this point. So understand, I'm right here with y'all, man, when it comes to being excited about this, but also understanding that we've heard this before. Now, the next thing is the shot contest and blocking systems. They said it was completely rebuilt, leading to several new snatch blocks, volleyball spikes that never happened before. Now, alarming. Let's go ahead and just stop it right there. This was one thing that NBA Live 19 had, right? That pretty much turned a lot of people off. Of course, 2K is far leaps and bounds above Live. But one thing that people didn't like about that game was the two-man canned animations when you got to the rim and you could easily just snatch the ball off the top of the board if you were LeBron James or a certain type of player, especially you had a high block rating or you had a certain badge or trait equipped. Now, I'm just letting you guys know, I don't know how 2K implemented this. I'm assuming that it's going to be much better, much smoother, but I'm just letting you guys know with snatch blocks, volleyball spikes, and things like that, hey, just be aware of it. This also paved the way to reward basketball IQ much more in our shooting systems. The shot contest rewrite removed the ghost contest that many complained about. And this year, being out of position or not getting a hand in the shooter's face will lead to some easy buckets for the offense. On the other hand, properly crowding shooters with good contests will result in plenty of bricks and air balls as they should. Now, the one thing about the ghost contests sometimes is that they were honestly needed in a lot of situations just because you would find yourself moving properly. And like they mentioned in the second article that I talked about, which was the shifts, launches, stops, and also respecting the input of the defender. With that, man, 2K21 Next Gen didn't always respect the input of the defender. There are a lot of really good locks that were in the 2K League, also in the park, that they would be moving in the right direction and it still didn't matter. So with that, guys, hopefully this contest system is as good as they say. I didn't see that Intimidator is still in the game or not, but hopefully it is. And with that, man, we just have to hope that the game moves as properly as they say it's gonna move. And last but not least, when it comes to the gameplay updates, the badges, obviously. We talked about Ball Stripper already, but now let's mention Hustler. Ability to get those scrappy 50-50 balls quicker than opponents. So what that tells me potentially is that there may be a lot more loose ball opportunities in this year's game. That means defense may be a good look, but also this badge could easily fall in the category of badges like off-ball pest or trapper. So with that, I'm just kind of letting you know that Hustler may or may not be that good, but Menace significantly drops the offensive ratings of offensive opponents when you smother them. Now, the good thing about this is it's a new badge that'll help defenders make the plays necessary, especially if it maxes it out. But with so many offensive badges on the playmaking end, the shooting end, and even finishing, I don't know how much of an impact this badge is going to have. Hopefully, it's up there with Intimidator and Menace and Clamps, and you can run those three and cause some serious problems. But with that though, the main thing we need to be alarmed about is, are there any ways to stop excessive ball handling? At the end of the day, that's the one thing 2K has a problem of accepting, where if you're a good defender stopping somebody who's clearly dribbling into you, and that's what I mean, not the people who know how to create space and dribble away from you. I'm talking about the guys who are literally just running up the court, running through you, and then still finding a way to get the bucket when you're in great position. That is something that Bruiser did in 2K19. Eventually their stamina would be so low that they would miss that shot just because they're trying to run smooth to the rim through you and get an opportunity. So hopefully with that gameplay information, you guys are happy about that, and we'll just see when the game comes out in 9 days. Now, outside of that, we do have a look at the shot meter and a clip from 2K themselves showing Luka Doncic versus Ben Simmons. Now for me, Ben Simmons is 6'10" defender, all NBA, and that was a wide open shot script. So I don't know what 2K is gonna consider. I know this was probably recorded on rookie difficulty, but outside of that, another creator and graphic designer in the community, Toasted6, he posted a photo just showing what the shot meter could potentially look like overall, and he did a really good job just showing us the perfect release zone early and late and the shot meter filling up. So I just wanted to go ahead and give him a shout out, show some of his work, and hey man, what do you think of the shot meter? And outside of that, guys, the last thing I wanted to touch on is that NBA 2K decided to get all the in-arena announcers for each of the teams in the NBA. So now you're gonna hear, if you ever go into an actual NBA game, the people who call out the starting five or get the crowds amped on turnover situations or they're chanting defense. Those are the announcers you're gonna hear from your legit team now. And I think that's a really good look. I know personally, if I've experienced going to Oklahoma City Thunder games, and the announcer Mario, he does an incredible job, especially when he announces guys in the past like Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. It gets you so hyped. So with that, guys, hey, it's gonna be even more immersion for you, especially going into 2K22 when some of us just wanna play offline. And hey guys, tell me what you think of all the news we got today. I'm going to leave a link in the description for those of you that wanna check out the dribbling, finishing, and shooting upgrades. and changes that they made. But outside of that, guys, it has me excited, especially the PA announcers, pretty much. But outside of that, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and like the video, man, because 2K22 is right around the corner. And hey, I'm excited about it. I just wanted to give you my 2 cents on what type of news this is. I'll see you in the next one.
I look like stressing, I be finessing, dolo in my section, built like a blessing. I look like stressing, I be finessing, got my muscle flexing, my money stretching.